Hello?
Hello, afternoon. My name is Greg Rousseau with the Florida Department of Health in Kissimmee
Yes,
and Poinciana. May I speak with Mr. Pantaleo?
that's me.
Did I say it right?
That's good.
Can I verify your date of birth? Um, I received an email from administration in Kissimmee,
Yes,
and there are a couple concerns that you have regarding one of them that I looked into with the doctor is about your medications.
correct.
Yeah, the doctor sent the medications that you have in. You said that you were waiting for the glipizide, metformin, levothyroxine, disfalcon, and ibuprofen. She sent those to you, and she sent 9 medications for you to
Okay.
Walmart, and they are in our system.
Okay, well, I just got off the phone
Mm.
with Walmart and they said they don't have them, so that's all right.
Yeah, sometimes if you go to Walmart like 1 hour later, they might not have it. You may wait like 4 hours
Okay.
for them to receive it, and it depends on the representative the clerk that you found at Walmart. Sometimes they don't take time to search the medication, but it's completely their system. We cannot. There's nothing we can do about that. But we send them to the Walmart located at 904 Cypress Parkway.
Okay. Well,
Do you want me to give?
I'm looking online and it's okay. No, I appreciate you doing this. I'm concerned though. She's prescribed some things we didn't even talk about. So,
Like, what is it?
are you aware? Let's from the beginning though. Are you aware of my experience today with your location down there?
I'm going to that. I wanted to talk with you about
Okay.
the medication. So since I know they are the most urgent right now.
Well, when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was on
Mm-hmm.
Paxil. She mentioned Zoloft to me, but I got nauseous on the Zoloft. And Paxil,
Mm-hmm.
the Paxil is the generic form is available, but it looks to me like
Mm-hmm.
she's decided to prescribe Prozac. We never discussed. My concern is a couple of things here. Number one, originally she sent the wrong stuff. She sent wrong stuff,
Mm-hmm. Because
and
the medication that you put in your email, that's what she sent for you. She sent 6 medication, and you are diabetic, right?
right.
Yeah, she sent the blood for you to control your diabetic, your blood glucose. She sent the test strip, the
Ma'am,
meter,
sir,
and the.
sir, we never
Mhm.
discussed that.
Okay.
And you know what? She's lying to you. She didn't do that today because she did that. I'm willing to bet
I
you.
saw them. The system doesn't lie, sir. I can see the time that she sent them. I'm
Okay,
looking at it right now
I'd
because
like you.
the doctor is not in my office.
I'd like you to listen to me for a second, please.
Mhm.
Okay. She and I never discussed those things in her office. I don't need those things from her. We never ever discussed it. Her telling you that
What
she
do you
didn't.
need from her? What the glucose?
Okay, let's back up.
Mhm.
We didn't discuss any machines. We didn't
Okay.
discuss any test strips. We didn't discuss any lancets. For her to
Okay.
order those things without my knowledge or without
Okay.
talking to me is inappropriate.
Okay.
So, you say she sent over 9 prescriptions. Can you please tell me what 9 prescriptions she sent?
The first one in your list, glipizide.
Right.
Yeah, the, the 10 milligram tablet, the metformin that you have in your list, the levothyroxine that you have in your list, the ibuprofen that you have in your list, the fluoxetine 20 milligram, this one you don't have in your list, and the aspirin that you don't have this one in your list neither. She didn't prescribe the Differalcan. The Differalcan is the one that I think you need for depression that you told her you didn't need anymore. That's
No.
why she didn't prescribe. You didn't feel the symptoms. You didn't have the
No,
symptoms
no, sir.
anymore.
That's not what I
Hmm.
said. I told her I needed them.
Oh, okay.
And The list okay, let me explain what happened. Okay. When I left your office today, I asked, I said, what did she order for me? And the nurse said, I don't know. I said, well, can I get a list of things she ordered for me so I know what to be looking for at Walmart? Because
Okay.
Walmart has made mistakes in the past. She says, well, we don't normally
Okay.
do that. I said, well, can you please tell me? The list you read that you're saying I sent you was a handwritten list of meds that your nurse told me she had called over
Yeah.
already. Now,
Yeah. Some of them.
the list I gave her, the things we talked about in the office, there was a lot more stuff on that list that she didn't prescribe.
Mm.
So here's what I think is happening.
I don't know.
Here's what I think is happening. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. Your doctor did not listen to me while I was there. She did not spend the time needed to do this. You guys, I believe, sent the wrong stuff over. Now you're covering your butt. That's what I think. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. You can feel it all you want. I'm going to take the information. I will file a complaint with the state of Florida. I'm going to look up her license. I'm going to file a complaint with the state license board. I'm going to look up your information, and I'm going to file a complaint with the state license board against you as well. There's no way this is okay.
Do you need my name?
Yes.
For that?
Yes,
my
please.
name is Gregory Rousseau.
Okay.
Gregory. And my last name is Rousseau. ROU. S as in Sam, S as in Sam, E as in elephant, A as in apple, U as in unicorn.
Okay.
And may I know what the complaint about me is about? Because I just called you less than 2 minutes ago.
Well, okay. And are you a doctor? What is your position there?
I'm the manager here.
Okay. Here's what first, I do not. You're not listening to me. You're trying to.
I am listening to you.
All right. I'm not going to go around on this. I believe that there's something wrong there. I believe that you guys.
Okay.
When I arrived, you set the appointment for 7:30. When I arrived, your doors weren't open. They didn't open until 7:35. I sat there for 15 minutes.
So
after
you got the ticket at 7:31. I pull your Q flow ticket.
Okay.
You receive it. I got the proof that you entered the building at 7:31.
That does not. Okay, but that
before I called you, I did an investigation myself to see at what time you arrived to the clinic, at what time, and I even have the form that you wrote. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. You didn't want to file the forms with to fill out the papers that our employees wanted you to do.
Right.
So we could see you.
Right.
I have all of this. I did an investigation myself. I couldn't just call you like this. I had to talk to the doctor, to the staff, to everybody.
Right. Okay.
And I have proof. The machines don't lie.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. But don't worry. We'll take care of this.
Okay.
You clearly are on the phone here. Rather than trusting my experience with you and trusting that, we're not talking about controlled substances here. I'm not trying to get anything over on you guys. I simply need medications to live. And that's all I came to you guys for today. From the time I arrived to the time I left, I was treated bad. And I did not realize how bad it was until I checked online at Walmart and found out that you'd ordered stuff that we never even talked about. So here's what I think is happening. You've ordered test strips. Why did we order aspirin? Why was aspirin ordered? We never discussed aspirin.
I don't know, sir, because nobody can tell the doctor what to give you or not. That's the doctor state of Florida law. You cannot tell her what to prescribe you. I cannot tell her what to prescribe you. She will do what's best for you. That's her license. I cannot tell the doctor you don't prescribe aspirin to you unless you know that you have a side effect, there's a problem. You will tell the doctor about it. But for me, I cannot just tell the doctor you should not prescribe Mr. Pantaleiro.
That's not what I asked, sir. That is not at all what I asked you. That is not at all what I asked you. What I asked you was,
may I ask what?
Why was it prescribed?
Why was it prescribed?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And as I sit here, and I look at the paperwork I left with, one of the things is your patient bill of rights. And your patient bill of rights says I have a right to be informed of my treatment. Your patient bill of rights says I have a right to understand these things. When your doctor leaves to let me finish. No, sir, let me finish. You've cut me off several times, and I want you to let me finish. When your doctor leaves the room and goes ahead and prescribes things we never discussed, she's taken me out of the loop of my medical care. So here's what I think's happened. I think she goofed today. And I think in order to cover that goof up, you are making it sound like she was doing it in my best interest. Here's the problem with that. If you were going to put all those prescriptions through, you wouldn't have just put the 3 through when I left the office this morning. It took a letter and a phone call and an email to your office there today to get this corrected. You're trying to cover your butt. The bottom line is you've done something wrong here and you know it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to follow through on this. I do have friends in the media. I'm going to let them know what's going on. I will file. You're licensed by the state. Your doctor is licensed by the state. Your nurses are licensed by the state. What I expected you to do all simply today was say, hey, you know what? We goofed up. I'm sorry. I would have been happy with that. I would have walked away and said, you know what?
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that to you.
So you guys decided to throw the patient bill of rights completely out the window and do things behind the scenes without telling me.
If you feel that the doctor didn't prescribe you the correct medication or she did a medical mistake, medical error, you can go to another doctor and get their advice about the medication that she prescribed.
No, I don't need. I understand the medication.
Opinion.
I understand the medication.
Try to have another opinion.
I don't need to do that. You guys have a responsibility to communicate with me what you're doing with my care. To leave the room and make changes or do things without even discussing it with me is inappropriate. I'm looking at the patient bill of rights that you gave me this morning. You violated your own bill of rights several ways today. Now, the form that you say that I refused to fill out today was a reading comprehension form. It was how well I receive and understand. That was an insult. I understand fine. I get it. I'm an informed client. I understand my medical conditions.
You understand that we don't know you. We have to ask you this question.
You know what?
If we don't, we will be in trouble with the state for not asking you.
And the patient bill of rights also says I have a right to refuse those things, which I chose to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. So here's the deal. I'm gonna follow up on this. You're gonna hear from me again, and I'm gonna follow up with your elected official there, and your person that reports to the state. Because trust me, here's what I think happened, and I think you guys are doing this more often than you're gonna admit. I think there's somebody that's expecting the stuff you passed off as for my best interest. I think there's some patient waiting for those things that you gave me by mistake that probably won't get them. Okay, you didn't add these other medications, which what she said she was going to give me, until after I had made the call and talked to your administrator. So that's what tells me this was an error, not something you did in my best interest. You are a great administrator, sir. You're great at this, but you're not protecting me. So anyway, we've talked enough about this. And see, here's the thing: we never even discussed Prozac. I'm allergic to Prozac. I get every bad symptom there is with that. We talked about 2 medications.
Did she prescribe Prozac to you?
Yes, she did. That's that one drug.
Which one is Prozac?
I can't pronounce it. Fluoxetine. It's a generic form of Prozac. I get every side effect known with that. Okay. Well, we talked about 2 things: Zoloft and Paxil. I asked her for Paxil because that was the thing that I had the best results from. Zoloft, I get nauseous from since I have an ulcer. She said no problem. She left the room, and then you changed things on me. So we've talked enough about this, and what I get from you, sir, is you're covering your butt. So I will make sure that everybody I know in the media hears about this, and I'm going to make sure your elected officials
Okay.
know. Because you know what, buddy, what I think is you're hurting people,
So you have the right to do whatever you
and I
want.
will.
I'm just telling you what I know. So I cannot tell you to do that or not to do it. You do as you please. This is a free country after all.
Right.
But me, I'm telling you what my system told me, what I saw, the medication that the doctor prescribed to you, at what time you arrived to the clinic, what you did and what you did not, per interview with my staff. That's I'm reporting to you what I see. Now, if there is anything you would like me to do for you now, you let me know and I will be happy to help you. If not, I don't think we are getting anywhere with this phone call.
Well, I asked you a couple questions and you didn't have answers. I'd like answers to them. If that's
What
okay.
question did you ask?
Why did she choose aspirin? Why did she prescribe aspirin? Why did she provide Prozac? When we'd never
This is a question for the doctor, not for me. That's
right.
what I told you. I cannot answer those.
Right.
Why? I cannot answer those, frankly.
So, now put yourself in my shoes, okay? You're telling me you can't do all these things. You call back, okay? So now it's a Friday. You are a government building. You guys are very busy with people from the public. There is no direct line to your nurse. There's no direct line to the doctor. And the only way for me to solve this problem would be to make yet another appointment, give you yet another $20, and sit there when we could have had worked this the first time had they just spent time talking to me.
Do you have a question for the doctor so I could answer for you? Or
I've asked you three of them.
The nurse give you a phone call.
I've asked you three of them.
So the first one, you are allergic to fluoxetine, very allergic. I took
well, it's not necessarily an allergy. I get every side effect I get with that. So I mean, when I get that, every side effect, the nausea, all that, I get that with that. We had talked about two medications. Okay. You know.
Okay.
And is there a number to talk to? Is there a number to call for the nurse? Because when I call your number, it doesn't ever let me talk to anybody other than your reservation line.
I thought you were a new client. When did you try to call today?
Yes.
Okay.
When I saw the error, I tried to call you guys directly to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm. So I can have, because the nurse is not sitting by the phone anyway. Nobody will answer that phone. You can leave a message. But they will they have 24 hours to return the phone call. It might be two more if we were working on Saturdays. But you will receive a phone call back on Monday. Usually that's the way it works.
Right. So that means
for the question for the doctor, you have fluoxetine that you have a lot of side effects. And why did she prescribe aspirin? Why did she prescribe?
And we never discussed that. We never discussed that. Why out of the blue would you do that?
Okay. We never discussed that.
And I'm sorry. Let me make sure I've got your name correct. And I apologize.
What?
You're
Gregory with a Y.
And Roussseau?
Correct, Rousseau.
Gregory, I really do. I appreciate your patience today. I understand you're trying to do your best. However, I think there's a bigger problem there. I believe with all my heart that this doctor did.
Before we go to the other problem, what's the third question that you have for the doctor again?
I don't have it in my head at the moment. So there was a couple other meds. When I came in there today, what dosage did she prescribe of glipizide for me, please? What was the dosage?
The glipizide, it's a 10 milligram tablet. She said that you need to take 2 tablets by oral 2 times per day before meal.
No. What I explained to her
before you were taking too much, she said you were overdosing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's her opinion. Like
no, I understand that.
The doctor.
So let me ask you a question. Why didn't she talk to me about that? Why did she leave the room and make the change?
Okay. That I can answer. I cannot answer neither.
Right.
She should have. If she didn't, she should have.
Now, but you know what? She didn't ask me. She didn't ask me for the number to the endocrinologist that set that up before I lost my insurance, which I could have done. Mm-hmm. And there's all sorts of history as to why that worked. I can't afford the Invicana anymore, which I used to, and that was the regime that they put me on. So now she's changed.
And I saw that you refuse the referrals that we gave to you too.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't afford them.
No, but our referral coordinator will call you and try to get. Sometimes you can get sort of some organization that might help, or
No,
maybe
I don't
they
have
are
the money
very,
for that.
very cheap.
I don't have
Okay.
the money for that.
Okay. Now, if I understand, you are denying yourself the referral. You should let the other clinics deny you that.
No, sir.
Because when
Sir,
you call, if
sir,
they say they cannot
you're
help.
getting away from the topic. You're getting away from the topic.
Okay.
Once again, your basic bill of rights. I have a right to refuse certain things, and that's not a bad thing. And you can't make it. You know what? I'm done. Thank you very much for your time, and you'll be hearing from me again. Have a great day.
Would you like the nurse to call